Hi everyone, it's Tracey here from Art Fibre Stitch. Today I'm wanting to look at embossing and colouring some velvet. I have bought this. This is the first use. It's a really compacted kind of mat so that you can iron on it on your tabletop. Never used it, so I'm just covering it with some cloth first. My first experiment, I'm going to just try and do some stamping. I've used a stamp with a really big indentation. It's that will create the raised and lower parts of our embossed velvet. So wooden base down, stamp up, and then the velvet will go on top, face down. But first we're just going to give it a little spritz with some water, and then we'll assemble our little sandwich. So stamp, rubber stamp, as I said, and then the moistened velvet face down, and then I'm just going to use a cloth because I'm not sure with a hot iron whether it will stick, and just in little gentle circular motions for about 10 seconds, no steam. Then we'll remove the cloth and have a look at what we've got, and it's quite pretty, isn't it? We've already embossed our first piece. Won't stop there. Experimentation is what it's all about. So this time I'm going to use the same stamp and just an ink pad. I've got a nice silvery one here. I'm going to layer that up. This time I'm going to water or spray the back of the velvet. And this time I'm going to use this craft mat, a non-stick mat, because I thought, well, maybe it will not move the velvet around quite so much because it'll glide on top of that instead. Well, look at that. Isn't that lovely? So not only do we have the indent, but we have the stamped raised bits. Lovely. So we're on a roll. Look at this stamp. Oh, it's a lot of flat edges. I really don't know how this one's going to work. And this time I'm experimenting not with an ink pad, but I'm just using some acrylic paint. And I'll do the same thing. Can you see there? Can you see how we can already see that it has flattened that nap of the velvet? And it has done something. Well, there we go. That's what it did. I quite like it as well. Completely different. And now this one. This is a very delicate one. Let's see. This one I actually added to the paint a little bit of embossing powder just to see what it would do. Oh, I've got some sort of clumps from the embossing powder, but, you know, I'm happy. So there we are. We've really tried some different things with varying results. Because I was playing with bleach in my last video, I'm just going to try it on the velvet just to see, does it do anything? Worth experimenting. 3 different kinds of velvet. We'll just see. I'll put it outside and see if it makes any difference. And I can now report that it didn't. But it was worth a go. So I've got out my Inktense sticks here. Sort of a dye concentrate that you can draw with. And I'm trying that because the velvet is very dark and I would prefer to have some brighter bits in there. I'm just using this water reservoir paintbrush here because Inktense, once it's wet that it turns into the dye and becomes permanent. So I persevere here, trying a bit of this and a bit of that, and I really don't know what I'm going to get. But it's worth a go. It's always worth a go. I'm only using scraps. You know how velvet has a nap and a shiny. It'll look different colours when it's in different lights, and when you turn it around, see that shine that just showed up. So the colour is going to be very subtle. In some lights I don't think you'll see it at all, and in others hopefully it'll bloom. So I'm going to use the spray. I've decided this is the best. Stop mucking around with the paintbrush. And so now it's wet all over. And I'm grabbing out some colours and I'm just going to try and make something happen. I'm bringing in a little bit of orange at the top there. I'm really trying to lighten it. I'm not even sure whether this is going to work, but I want it to work. some green, brighten that bit up. I may even put some darker colours in to try and just change it so that it's not just a flat green. More water. More colour. I really hope this blue shows up. But like I say, with that nap, with the shine, it's only going to be in some places. I think we're going to get this colour show. But it's worth it. It's worth an experiment, a trial to see. Pop it aside for now and see how it develops, I think. Let's try another one. Here we go. This time I'm just going to straight out just do the spray, because I know that the paintbrush with water wasn't enough. So, like I say, look at the colour without anything in it. It really would be better if we could get something. I really do hope this works. I'm just going to use the side of this paint stick and just add in some colour and just hope. I do like having a go and just seeing. And mainly it was because of this dark colour velvet. I really didn't want it to be just like that. Now I could use some fabric paint. You know, I could do a lot of things. But I just wanted to experiment and see whether this Inktense would work. I've really been appreciative of my Inktense and seeing all the great ways I've been able to use it. So let's hope it does something here. Now I'm just going to use my brush or my fingertip, and I'm just going to smudge it a bit and put those colours in so that they're not so broad, not so scattered. And let's go back to this one. See how we still got that embossed design, but we definitely have some colour. Let's see if we can just get some more in. I'm holding out great hopes for this. I mean, this is my first go. Anytime you try something for the first time, you don't know whether it will work or how it will be, what's the best techniques, but you just have a go. Already I can see what a useful thing this could be, and I'll try it in some other kind of craft. Okay, let's try this last one. I'm just going to spray it and just do a simple line around the border. We'll just hope it shows up. I'm not going to go to too much trouble. Now what would I like on there? Oh yeah, look at that. That really showed up, didn't it? Putting some of that in really made it from maroon into something completely different. Now what would I like? Had a bit of yellow there. That really, that might even be enough just as it is. Very exciting. All right, well, I'll keep playing. I'll keep adding layers and just seeing what shows up best, you know. And just look how it changes when it gets turned and it's in a different light. And, completely different when it changes there. And I'm going to add some black in here to see if I can get that to show up a little bit better inside that swirl. And on the blend with my fingers sometimes and add some other bits, because I just want to know. I just want to know how it's going to be. And I'll do the same with this one. I think I'd like more yellowy green on it, I think. Those other colours, they've probably done something. We can't tell. Look at adding the dark there underneath. It made that show up. So, have fun with it. And, you know, you could use paint. You could use a lot of different things. This was just a little experiment with the Inktense and with the embossing itself. And I'm really quite satisfied. So that's it for my experimenting. Now they can all dry and we'll see what we ended up with. Isn't it lovely? I like the way that it glows, but that's simple. So we still have our embossed design there, but we have a multitude of colours in that velvet. Some of them show up richly, and then we turn it the other way and they disappear into the velvet, really. So a lot of fun with this. Look how crisp that turned out when we used that stamp pad. And I think it's been successful. I hope that you have enjoyed watching and it's given you some ideas of things that you might be able to play with at home. And I think this is worth more experimentation because I like it. All right, well, don't forget that if you have liked it, to press like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're always doing something interesting here together. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks again for watching.